back here on FalkTalk, once again sponsored by the Lindsay McDonald Group with Security National Mortgage Company. And today we have, I think, a gift. Today, Lennon Ledbetter, a local guru here in the telemarketing scene. And I've known him for about 8 years, and I've actually learned quite a bit about him on the couch in our pregame interview, where we just kind of talk a little bit about life and whatnot. Lennon, thanks for coming with us today.
Thanks, Gary.
Appreciate it. Tell me, if you would, a little bit about. Well, let me structure it a little bit differently. When I was younger, my parents were in a company called AmWay, and we always had on our coffee tables magazines. We always had the nutritional supplements that they, were offering, the soap, you name it, mouthwash, the spray. Everywhere we went, we religiously would spray our mouths with this. Gosh, I wish I remember what it was called, Sweet Shot, right? But what I remember is you were on the front of these books. And that's why I was growing up, like 15 years old. So I'm 43 years old. When did you first hit diamond in, what was it, AmWay?
Whoa, yeah, I started on my 18th birthday, and it's just, I saw it, I said, I want to build teams to help people live their dreams. I just felt like that's what I wanted to do with my life. When I saw the circles, I thought, man, if I do a little bit of circles, I make a little bit of money. If I do a big bit of circles, I make a big bit of money. I chose a big bit. But I also saw that every one of those circles was a human being with a dream to be free. They had a dream. They wanted to live it. I didn't want people to squelch their dreams to meet their income. And yet so many times our dreams take income, raising our income to meet our dreams. So I don't know how I was blessed to see it. See, a lot of people see the plan, but I saw the plan. I saw the magic. I saw the duplication. I got it.
At 18?
At 18.
I mean, you grew up here in Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, most 18-year-olds are thinking about getting out on a mission or whatnot.
So I've been very blessed by that. I've been very grateful. I don't try to take light to myself. I'm just saying that it seemed as a young man I got the idea that wars were fought for our freedom of choice, that we get to choose our choices. So it's the dream, the struggle, the victory. The dream, the struggle, the victory. I realized that we get to choose our dream. We can choose a little one. We can choose a big one. We can choose a gigantic one. We get to choose our dream. But there will always be a struggle commensurate or equal to the size of our dream. So if we choose a little dream, we just have a little struggle, but there will also be a little victory. But if we choose a big dream, then we're going to have a big struggle, but a big victory. Where people get confused is they want a big dream and a big victory, but then they want a little struggle, and when they have a big struggle, then they get mad at God or something. And I realized, so over time, yeah, there's been some struggles. There's been some victories, but I'm not going to let anybody ever steal my dream.
And that's why you're here, for this very purpose. Everything you just said bottled up into this is why you're here, okay? Here on Falk Talk, we talk about getting back up. We started Falk Talk because I broke my back. I didn't start falking because I broke my back, but I was in a snowmobile accident, January 27th, crushed my L1, I was paralyzed overnight, surgery was successful, and which meant that I was supposed to get back up and walk again, have kids again, all those things, right?
Yes.
I got back up. A lot of people get back up in many different things, and I met you while you were up. I mean, you were so on top of the world. You were having big luxury parties at your $4 million, was it $4 or $7 million mansion? I'm sorry. I don't mean to put you in a bragging mode at all. I'm not trying to say that, but that's what I met Lennon Ledbetter with, and I attached it all to network marketing. Did you do it all from network marketing?
Yeah, I registered on my 18th birthday, and I just never had a job, never ever had any other source of income except for building teams. That's why I dedicated my life to building teams so people could live their dreams. See, I say, what team are you a part of now that's inspiring you to do your personal best? Like when we think about that, we think about it, I do get excited because we were talking before, and that's what was exciting. That's what drew me to you, and that's what, when you invited me to talk, I was saying yes, because we were talking about just getting back. We're doers, we're fighters, we're scrappers.
Actually, that's funny you bring that up, because what really drew you to me was back in 2008, when Mike Stinham show was going on, and I invited you to come watch the fights.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're sitting here punching a fist and reminding me that I met you because we were out watching the Ultimate Combat fights.
Exactly.
You know what? We have fighters on this show as well. We have people on this show that fought to get back up. You know, they pushed through the odds. And anytime, you know, somebody who's had significant amount of money, popularity, health, and then they lose it, all of that.
That's right.
And sometimes you lose it all at once. All of that. Health, money, and popularity. And then if you're able to get back up, well, I sure in heck want to know a little bit about that person. So that's what Falk Talk's all about. You're here because you did make quite a bit. You did lose that all. And then you made it again. And so...
And better now than before.
But what have you learned during that?
That's what I meant by better now. Meaning there's times now where I think the word empathy comes into my mind, where before I tried to be a nice guy so I might be able to have sympathy to somebody when they were having a struggle, or it's like, yeah, I feel for you. Whereas now I can have empathy because a couple of things hit. I mean, every once in a while you're walking along and I mean, you get hit with a bullet, and we should take responsibility and say, it's kind of clearly a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Other times it's like, whoa, where'd that bullet come from? But it still got us. I mean, when the real estate started to go down a few years ago, it didn't matter who you were. It didn't matter if you went to church every Sunday, if you never went to church any Sunday. Your house was going down in value. And so if you had $100 million in real estate, or if you had $100 in real estate, it was going down in value, and it wasn't your fault. But it was going down. So it's how you handle it. Some people did end their life. Some people did do crazy things. Some people have never bounced back. Other people just said tough times never last. Tough people do. And I'm a climber, and I'm a scrapper, and we're going to bounce back. So sometimes you end up choosing or having to sell half of your business, or selling your business, or doing something because of decisions that... Because I said earlier that wars were fought for freedom of choice. We have our freedom of choice. We get to choose our choices. I wish in the book Think and Grow Rich, I wish Napoleon Hill would have said, you know, after all of his studies, it would have been grow rich and think. But no, he wrote it Think and Grow Rich. So I guess we have to think first, so that then we can go out, because our actions follow our dominant thoughts. So it's, what are we saying when we talk to ourselves? Mm-hmm. Are we telling ourselves all the things that are happening to us? This one thing I do, press towards the mark. In other words, put that which is past in the past and press toward the mark. Where are you going? Where are we going together? You understand? That's why the fighting, life, it's similar, because, man, you get down and you get back up again. You get knocked down, but you get back up again. In other words,
what's behind your belly button?
Exactly. And so it's the same in business and life. It's the same when things get us. And then we realize, well, are we going to mope about it? Or are we going to dig in and say, who am I? Who do I want to be? Who am I? But also, who do I want to be? Who do I want? Remember that old line that said, you know, if you want somebody to think you're honest, what's the best way? I talked to my dad about this. I'd say, you know, if I want people to think I'm a hard worker, or I want to think I'm honest, or I want to think I'm a good guy.
Be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It's so simple. But it's, if you want the best way to have people think you're a hard worker is just be a hard worker. If you want people to think you're a nice guy, then just be a nice guy. And I think if you want people to think you're a scrapper, be a scrapper. But also, when you get knocked down, you get up again. You know, and I get excited about that. That's something I'm proud of you for, too.
What do you do with all this energy, you know, when you don't have somebody to talk to? Like, I know that you have a brain that's going 150 miles an hour faster than me.
I'm keeping my hands on my knees on purpose. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying to be. This is an interview, so I'm trying to be like mellow. Holy cow!
When
I'm
you're used
relaxed.
to standing up, and you're used to standing in front of crowds of thousands and hundreds, at least on a weekly basis. I mean, you're probably doing a gig tonight, even.
You got a gig tonight. You got a gig tomorrow night in Reno.
What
Saturday
goes
night
on? Like
Los Angeles.
if you're gonna get
and
up,
Salt Lake today. Yeah.
so you have one in Salt Lake. What are you trying to do for the average person out there right now? What is it that you want to help them accomplish? What is it?
I really want to help people realize that they can live their dream. That they're. I remember when I was little getting taught sometimes it was virtuous to be poor. You know, I mean, even in church, and I don't get it, but it was because it was just sort of this attitude that it's virtuous to be poor. And I never bought into it. I didn't believe that. I mean, how can somebody put meat in a casserole for a sick friend if they have macaroni and cheese at their own? How can you give what you don't have? Unless you're the government. Little joke there. It's election day. So, but I'm telling you that I started thinking about that I did not believe it was virtuous to be poor. However, I also didn't believe it was virtuous to be rich. What I believe is that it's virtuous to be virtuous. But I do notice that good people with money did good things with their money, and bad people with money did bad things with their money. And the people with no money, we never knew. How do we know if they're good or bad? I mean, that's kind of a joke, but it's also kind of serious because they didn't do anything. They didn't go out and, you know, when the little Boy Scouts needed help, I wish I could. When the football team came by and selling pizza coupons or something, I wish I could. You know, my heart, judge my heart. I would give if I could give, but I won't give because I can't give.
Can't afford it.
And so I started thinking about that. And I realized that people get their dream. And I was on the airplane a couple of days ago, and the guy said, "So what do you do for a living?" And I simply
Open up a can of worms right there, didn't he?
I said, "I just go be happy. I'm just being happy." And I get in front of people and be happy. He goes, no, really, what do you do? I said, yeah, really, I just go from city to city, and people come and we be happy. I teach them how to be happier.
Do you sell a product?
Pardon me?
Do you sell a product?
Okay, good question, because yes, technically, since I'm working with Live International and helping people live life well, and so I'm very much into health and wellness, and so yes, I'm part of a network.
But you're building a team in that network.
But I'm building a team to help people live their dreams. See, a lot of people think that, oh, I tried this network or I tried that network or network marketing didn't work, as if the magic was in the network company. No, the magic is in what team are you a part of? Who's your mentor? Who can take you? Who's helping you stick with the 8-step pattern? 8-step pattern. Define your dream. Make a commitment. Meaning, some people get confused. There's a price to be paid for success in athletics or academics or music. Well, there's a price to be paid for success in financial freedom or in building a team. So let's get on with it. You'd be stupid to say, I want to be good at the guitar, but I don't want to practice. I want to be big in network marketing, but in other words, it's just important that we be part of a team. So they go, well, I joined that one. It didn't really work out. I joined that one. Didn't really work out. I'm going like, as if the magic or your success was in the company. The company provides a product, makes sure the bonuses are paid, you know, they have customer support, and all those things are wonderful, but it's your team. Who's your mentor? Who's where you want to be? And who's inspiring you to do your personal best?
So is the idea just the person and the dream and the team, or is it to have a product that the whole network is using and benefiting from? And is it not that?
You're asking great questions, and it's actually, if we were trying to have a couple hours, wonderful, because absolutely all are important. I'm very excited to be teamed up with a friend of mine named Jeff Tuttle. I'm excited to be teamed up with several friends that's the CEO of Live. And so I'm very excited about relationships, very excited about that he formulated many products for a company called Nature Sunshine for many years.
My mom's been a member since I was 15 or 16 years old, out of California, and usually you have to live in Utah to really be introduced to these
Yes,
smaller
yes.
ones like Nature Sunshine.
So very excited about that there are companies that have blessed many, many people on the employee side and on the distributor side.
Yeah.
Because as a company grows, it needs more people in customer support, which helps, or it needs more people in IT, needs more people in manufacturing, needs more people in shipping. Absolutely. All those lives are blessed. All those people then go buy clothes, which then helps the clothing store, which they go out to restaurant, which helps the restaurant. So
it sounds like a big family. Like
yes,
it sounds like you choose the family. Okay, live well. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Live well.
Live international. Live life well.
Live life well. Okay, so let's say it was a company, Monavi, right? That had a really good juice, but it's a matter of who you want to hang out with and who you want to go to meetings with and inspire each other to go and do better and more. That's what you're talking about. It doesn't,
yes.
I mean, so you're totally for all network marketing.
Yeah, I support
but you're like,
all.
this is the team I'm on.
Yes.
And
yes,
because I'm on
yes.
this team, you probably can
Yes.
succeed because I've already failed and I can know where not to go.
Yeah, so it's okay. I mean, I like watching football on Sunday
Right.
or on Monday night for sure.
But with the
Thursday night.
people that know how to freaking call the calls,
Yes,
I
and
love
it's
hanging
also
out with
fun.
them then.
Yes, and
Yeah.
yes, one might say I'm an Oakland Raider fan, another say I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm proud of the Oakland Raiders. I'm proud of the San Diego Chargers. I'm proud of the Dallas Cowboys. But I may have my favorite that we start getting a team because they all have good athletes.
Right.
They all have good helmets. But what are we going to do? What inspires? Because I believe it's about doing our personal best. Just getting excited about life.
Stop it. You belong behind a pulpit. You're like, I think that you and Joel Osteen should be doing a show together.
Yes.
I mean, really, like, maybe your calling is to go and preach spirituality and help people open up their minds to life. I'm not saying go
No,
and
I
pitch.
appreciate that because I think that really is what I think there is a foundation that is truth, and that he might do it through one way, and I think that's why we can do it, because really, although we are proud of the product and we're glad to have a product, and so again, by saying this, I'm edifying what you just said, not trying to have somebody belittle the different companies' products, but products don't move people. People move products.
Right.
So when you said that we go out and we teach principles that bless lives, we teach principles. That's what I was saying earlier when the guy said, what do you do for a living? And I said, I go around and be happy. And he goes, no, really, what do you do for a living? And I said, I really do just go from city to city and be happy, and people come and I talk to them about being happier. That's it. I'm not talking to them about how to change their alkaline, for levels. Although that's a piece, I'm talking about how to get them happy in their life, where they wake up in the morning and they're passionate about living. So they begin to chase their passion and not their pension. And he goes, really, what? I said, okay, I don't really tell very many people what I really, really do, but I'm going to tell you. He goes, really, okay, so what do you really, really do? And I said, okay, this is what I really, really do. I sit down with somebody and I listen until they share with me their dream. Remember, they get to choose their dream. So I'm listening, because it doesn't matter my dream. Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. If you help enough other people get their dream, you'll get your dream.
We named our dog after Zig, by the way.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I am saying that I listen to that person until they share with me of their dream. Then I dedicate the rest of my life to helping them live their dream. Or I dedicate the rest of my life to helping them never quit, never give up, never let anybody steal their dream. Because it's funny when people say, I don't need a team, I'm a self-starter. I don't need motivational CDs, I don't need positive books, I don't need association at big meetings. I'm a self-starter. I look at him and go, well, start.
Right.
So I believe we all need association. Part of the reason I came here was you invited me. Part of the reason is you excite me. See, in other words, energy, it's like dreamers dream, doers do, workers work. Guys with passion chase their passion. We're not here today because we're talking business. What am I talking? I mean, if people want to call me, they can call me. I'm happy. I am in business. It's about having fun, making money, and making a difference. I do want to have fun in life. If I'm going to be alive, let's have fun. If I'm going to be alive, let's make money. So yes, I am looking. But the purpose of today was our friendship, but also to inspire me, because we're about chasing our passion. We're about, it's more than the money. But we are alive, so let's make money, but we want to really make a difference. So it's, we're about having fun, make money, make a difference. So the fact is yes, I am in business. Yes, I am looking for people. It's all about, but really, it's about chasing our passion and not just chasing our pension. And that's why I'm excited. I get excited about life.
You do get excited about life. I mean, especially in front of people, no doubt. Is there a Lennon, that doesn't have an audience that is just as excited?
Yeah, I mean, we were doing a meeting, and my daughter was asked a question, said, is your dad like this all the time? And I mean, I think it was a compliment when she said, yes, I've never heard him say a negative comment about anybody ever in my life. Well, maybe she hadn't been with me 24/7 every day of my life, but I do try to always be positive and not think negative thoughts, not say negative comments, because the words we speak are like the tongue of angels, or the tongue of razor blades, we could call it. I mean, in other words, I can, with my little tongue, I can slice somebody up and make them feel 2 inches tall because we sliced them up. Or we can have the tongue of angels that lift, make them feel like they're very awesome.
My son told me a long time ago when he was about 15, he said, Dad, when you open your mouth and you let a negative energy come out, you create a void for somebody else's negative energy that's foreign to yours to occupy that space.
Yeah, it's way good.
And
it's powerful.
Yeah, and it made me stop and think. I'm like, wow, I really am not down with other people's energy.
Isn't it funny that really our breath is what gives it life or death?
Right.
If we hear a negative gossip and we give it life, we give it life, we give it life, we give it life. Or we can kill it dead based on the choice in our breath.
Right.
If we hear something positive, we can give it life.
Right.
Or we can keep it quiet.
So, when it comes to falking, okay, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Exercise is important to me mostly in its form of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do much exercise unless it could be a repetitive, constant, with a lot of breathing and technique, where once you get into that flow, you can just drift off. Where do you get your drift off point? Do you get it from exercise? Do you get it from contemplation? Do you get your neutral?
Yeah, I like Falking. I do. I like that. Remember we used to walk before you called it Falking. I went up the mountains with you a few times and we would walk.
Right. We walked pretty fast, right?
We walked fast, yeah.
Before we called it Falking.
Before we called it Falking, we were doing that. I love the mountains. I love the nature. I believe that I am. When I was saying earlier that my daughter said, yes, I want that to come across humble, because there's no reason to bring light to me. But what I'm saying is I do believe what you're saying, that we do recharge. When do we plug in? That's what I was getting at earlier when I said I came here, because I'm giving energy, but I'm receiving positive. In other words, it's like, yeah, you're on the right track. People believe in you. There are people that believe in you because they're your friend.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. And then when you go also, like you said, Falking, you can almost go falking with the with a negative. I think it's almost impossible for you or me to be falking in a negative.
Because it's a little bit goofy.
Right.
I mean,
right.
it immediately puts you into this happy mode because you got a water bottle in your hand, and you're literally swinging it.
Yeah.
And you're out there swinging it, and nobody's gonna get in your way. You know,
Right.
from far away, you look like an odd individual,
yeah.
odder than anybody's never really known. Okay, and
Yeah.
so right there, you humble yourself. You're no longer cool. You're just exercising.
Right.
So it was kind of created for a reason. It was so that, first of all, you can get that body, mind, and soul down. You're not hitting.
But I am kind of like when you said, like when we would walk before, we'd drive up the mountain and then we'd walk and we'd move quick, but we would talk. It wasn't all about talk. Like we weren't walking slow and talk. We were walking fast and talking little.
Right.
But it was positive. Sometimes some people say, I got to get totally alone and just walk by myself. Or I wanted to answer the question that I know there's people like that. And that's why, and somebody might be interviewed by you and say, I just need space to get alone. And I've been fortunate, or maybe unfortunate, but like, I don't want to really go falking alone. I like the energy, the camaraderie. I've always been a people person.
Right.
So it's like I say many times on every speech, I like me best when I'm with you.
Huh.
I like me best when I'm with you. In other words, who am I with? Who are you surrounding yourself with that makes you like you best?
You know, I got Lennon Ledbetter, one of the MLM gurus here in all of the Utah state. I mean, I could probably say that if we tracked Lennon Ledbetter's success around the world, we'd find small clumps of Lennon Ledbetter teams all over the place. And we got him on FalkTalk. So we're really excited that you came. We're excited that we spent as much time talking about the things that we've talked about and enjoyed them all at the same time. And we'll get you next time on FalkTalk. Thanks for coming.
See you guys. Thanks.
Oh.